students. One came with skill set to find, properties on the acquisition side. The other came with the skill set of finances and credit. So what did I do? Paired those two together. So now, hey, look, one's going to find the properties, manage the project. Hey, the other one's going to help fund it. So now we're able to do a deal together. And be able to keep it going. So I'm gonna help them with the paperwork from, getting the property under contract, paperwork as far as doing their joint venture together, paperwork, from getting their funding together, all of that, so because that's the part that scares us. It's the paperwork. I can speak for myself. That's the part that discouraged me from my first deal. It was the paperwork. So, but hey, I'm gonna walk them through it, and so it's gonna be a pretty cool process, dude.
Hey, look, not only is the paperwork the part that's scary, it's the part that gets you in the most trouble.
Man, what? Look at here.
It's the part that gets you in the most trouble if it ain't done right. So, what you got, Vincent?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? I'm driving to work, listening to you guys, trying to gain some more knowledge.
Hey, I heard you laugh when I said that paperwork gets you in the most trouble. I know you got something on that one.
Yes, a lot of time I don't sign the right paperwork with my contractors, and they end up biting me in the long run. Not getting the deal done in the 2 months time frame, and it's going on to like 9 months, 10 months. So I lose money, especially with a hard money lender, without the right paperwork because it takes a long time to complete the job.
Yes, indeed. I heard you grin. I know he got some add on that. That's what's up. That's true. Facts.
Yes, sir.
And Joe is definitely the master of paperwork when it comes
to
contract.
Tony, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
When it comes to contractors now, you got a timeline out of this world, and you got a no, what they call it? What's that real estate man name? I can't think of his real name. Dang, I got his program too. But he say BS, no BS way of doing it. It's like the bottom line. You keep posts accountable. You have them on a timeline, and you get the job done quickly, and you hold them accountable. So that's yeah. So they got the right person mentoring them. That's for sure. All right, what we got? 9:05. All right, everybody that joined so far, I'm still texting a few people, trying to get a couple more people online. I see several people have jumped on from those text messages. I know that I have your email address, and you probably got at least 4 emails between yesterday and today before this meeting started. Some of you got emails all the way up until the meeting started. So if I don't have your email address, please give me your email address, provide it to me so I can add you to the distro. For everybody on the call, please like and share and subscribe on Williams Reality YouTube channel. All right, that way that you can share with other people. You can subscribe. I think I need to turn comments on. I don't think I turned comments on yet. I'll get there one day. I think I'm too scared to hear what y'all got to say about me.
Oh man, get out of here, man.
Look, I got to figure out how to cut. Actually, I don't know when I set it up. I didn't set it up correctly, so the comments are not on. But it's all good. We got y'all on Zoom, so you comment. For those who don't know, Joe is the mastermind king. He's the man. Me and Joe hooked up a long time ago. And basically, we exchange ideas, concepts, philosophies. We've been each other coach, mentor, friend. Helping each other stay focused. Basically, in this business, a lot of good things going to happen to you, and also a lot of troubling things can happen. And sometimes you need somebody just to say that positive thing to keep you on track. To say that I didn't make any mistakes. Making money is easy. Everybody should know that by now. You can make money, but keeping your money is the hardest, right? And find a way to keep Uncle Sam from getting more of your money than you make is hard. And because of me and Joe and our relationship, we've been able to change ideas, swipe ideas. He got software I don't have. I have software he don't have. And we share with each other all the time. And we say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing now. This is what I'm doing now. And we just share ideas and concepts, and it grew. And it grew into this mastermind groups where we're saying, hey man, it's fun talking to you all the time. And we have became brothers, but you know, would it be nice to have more people? The young man moving around with the iPod in his ear, that's the AirPod or whatever they call it. That's Mr. Jones right there. Lieutenant Colonel Jones retired. He's the man that actually invited me to a mastermind group in the first mastermind group I ever known about personally that I got invited to. Let me mute out. Hold up 1 second. So yeah, he's the first person to actually invite me to a mastermind group and give me the concept of what it is, allow me to sit in and be around a lot of smart people. And because of that, let me see. All right, I ain't good at all this stuff. How to mute out. Okay, see, you ain't gotta be smart. You ain't got no technology. You ain't got none of that stuff. You just gotta be able to make a good, smart decision every once in a while in this business. All right, we're gonna mute. All right, got it. I don't think I mute out, but okay, they're gonna mute out. Yes. All right, so bottom line is he introduced me to the mastermind group, the first person to invite me. I drove all the way from Mississippi to check it out, had a great time, learned a lot. However, I got moved to Virginia and I couldn't join because I'm so far out. That's the only reason why I didn't join. I mean, I was all in. So it gave us the idea of a mastermind group. Me and Joe converse. This is the program that you have now in front of you, a mastermind group of people sharing ideas. I know I already spoke to Ms. Scott about what this group is, but for those who probably don't know, who's new to this call, this is a whole bunch of people. This is people with different experience sharing their experience with others, hoping that you take action, hoping that you jump in and start investing. We want to make generational wealth. We want I coined this statement. We want your grandkids to live off their children to live off the fund that you make. That's my personal goal. I want my son's kids to live off of my efforts. And if he do the same thing, want his kids to live off his efforts, then what kind of world would it be, right? And if everybody get on groups like this and share their knowledge and share their expertise with other people, it may entice them to take action. It may entice them to be more. It may entice them to do more. And it may give them confidence that they got somebody on their team that can help them with their dreams. So Williams Reality is my company, making dreams come true. Joe, JB, you have to unmute. Unmute.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's the name of your company? Which one of your companies you pushing?
You know what, man? It's just myself, man. It's you got so many different companies. I have LA Home Buyers, Lease to Own LA, and JB3 Investments are the premier, and so yeah, just those three.
Man, that's what's up. See, I just kept it easy. Williams ran a 1, 2, 3.
There you go. What works for you, man?
What you say? Just those three.
That's it.
All right. Look, Joe, we ain't gonna hold everybody too long, man. I know that we got a great show tonight. We got a great talk, a great conversation. Anybody that have questions, please feel free to ask your questions as you see. This is more of a casual conversation. Myself, Joe, and DJ, we have all partnered up on a great opportunity that we think is the future. We think is an awesome ideal, and we're trying to find more. We want to present it to you all so that you can hear it, right? We all know COVID-19 has happened. It has happened. It is going on. We know because of COVID-19, situations have changed for so many people that used to have a great paying job. Now they probably struggling, right? They probably not working, or they probably not making the money they used to make. So therefore, the money they used to be able to pay for their home is going elsewhere and spreading thin. And now they may be in forbearance. They may be behind. They may be working a loan modification. They may be working a whole bunch of situations as in quote unquote to save from foreclosure. So with foreclosure, you have opportunities to either help someone stay, help someone walk away, or help someone get rid of the property, right? So Joe and his expertise, I mean, he got it. He got it. So he saw the opportunity. He presented to DJ, he presented to myself, and we said, yeah, it's pretty much a no-brainer. That's what we call a no-brainer opportunity. And we jumped on board. We all said, hey, let's make it happen. More to follow on that, but I want to let Joe take over from this moment. And I'm going to be quiet, and I'll chime in to try and keep the conversation going, keep the motivation going, and probably ask the dumb question that you may think, say, oh, why he asking that question? It ain't no such thing as a dumb question when you don't know, right? So we all trying to learn. So I will ask the dumb question so I could be labeled as a dummy, all right? And then I hope y'all learn from my questions. All right, Joe, it's on you, bro.
Okay, cool, man. Thanks for breaking the ice on that part. So as LT was speaking about, I mean, that's just, what the next wave of real estate is. And that's what a lot of us investors are preparing for, is an abundance amount of foreclosures that are, scheduled to hit the market. So, and here's the thing right now, banks are incentivized to work with the homeowners right now. They are incentivized to work with them. But a lot of the homeowners, they don't want that phone call. They're tired of getting them. They're changing their numbers. They're, sending them straight to voicemail because they don't know what their solutions are. They don't know what their options are. So what they're doing is packing up, and majority of them packing up and leaving. Saying, it's the hell with that house, the bank can have it, right? So on our end, where we come in, that is that we find and identify these pre-foreclosures. Now, when it comes to a pre-foreclosure, it's two separate ordeals. You have one where the bank has already filed a foreclosure notice, right? So they've already filed a foreclosure notice, and an actual auction date has been assigned. That's what you call a pre-foreclosure. Next, you have a lis pendens. What is that? That's a public notice that the person, the owner of this property, is behind on their mortgage payments. So lis pendens, hey, public notice, this owner has not been paying their bill. All right. So what we want as investors to do, we want to contact both sets, lis pendens as well as pre-foreclosures. All right. We want to go to them and help them with this situation. Every foreclosure can be stopped. I'll repeat, every single foreclosure can be stopped. Now, pending what stage you're in the foreclosure is going to dictate what solution that you have, right? So let's say if you have Miss Jones out there, her auction date is scheduled for next week. So it's a couple things that can happen. If she can pay, catch the loan up, how can she get that money? She can borrow it. She can leverage credit from someone or her own. She can sell the property. All right. So let's fast forward. Let's say if the auction is tomorrow, what can she do? She can pay. She can borrow the money. Now, let's say if she doesn't have the money to pay, she can't borrow it. What is her options? Hey, her option in that case, file bankruptcy. That's the only way to stop the auction at that point. File bankruptcy, stop the auction. At that point, she's able to stop it. Once she does, now she can work with her attorneys as well as the banks to come up with a solution of what to do with this property. All right. So on our end, when I come in, hey, I don't want them to file bankruptcy. I want to help them avoid that bankruptcy. So it's imperative that we get to these owners in enough time to where we can present them with solutions that they can choose that best fits them and move forward. All right. So me and Jamila, we work this every single day, every single day. And remember this, guys, when you're dealing with people in the pre-foreclosure, they're not just in a different stage of the foreclosure process. They're in a different stage mentally. Mentally, they're in a different stage. So you have to proceed with caution, right? Someone, if it's early on, list pendant stage, hey, they could still be emotionally attached to the property. So you have to not walk on eggshells, but you have to be, present the information to where, hey, you're here to help. If they're in the pre-foreclosure stage, from my experience, those people, hell, they just, man, look, I'm done with it. I don't want to mess with the house anymore. You can have it. Here, the keys in the mailbox. And I'm not lying to you. That's what they tell you. I'm not lying to you. All right. So let me walk you guys through the different ways of stopping a foreclosure and helping out these clients. Right. One, they can borrow the money. They find out how much they're behind. They can borrow the money from their 401k, IRA, from a relative, and they can pay and catch up, and you're out of the way. Okay, you're out of the way. Two, they can do a loan modification. What's a loan modification? It's where the bank agrees to take the payments that they're behind and place them on the back end of the loan. Okay. Three, they can actually do a repayment plan. What's a repayment plan? The owner of the property pays a little bit more than what their mortgage normally is for 6 to 12 months to help catch them up. Once they're caught up, it balances back out. Four, they can short sell it. What's the short sale? Where they sell the property for less than what's owed. Now, that has to be approved by the bank. The short sale has to be approved by the bank. But I'm going to share with you guys tons of ninja tricks with that. All right. So you have that short sale. Next, you have what they call a deed in lieu. Now, with the deed in lieu, the banks don't offer that. The owner of the home has to request that, simply because the banks do not want to look like they're pressuring the homeowners to give them the house back. All right. So a deed in lieu is when the owner of the property calls the bank and say, hey, here's the keys to the house. I'm signing it back over to you. You can have it. All right. So, but when they do a deed in lieu, you want to do that properly. And whenever I say properly, you do that deed in lieu, you want the bank to agree in writing that whenever they sell your home, that they're not going to come after you for the difference. So they're not going to place a judgment on you if they take a quote unquote $10,000 hit, $20,000 hit, $5 hit, whatever. You do not want that to be on your record. So we now have the proper documentations process to walk these sellers through. All right. So let me go through those those different solutions. Okay. Let's talk about loan modification. You have this person, they're in the early stage or middle stage of the foreclosure process. It's great for them. All right. When you call the bank, I left out this too. You got forbearance. Forbearance is whenever they pause the collection process, but they're still adding on what you're behind and that interest. So you're going to do a loan modification. You reach out to the bank. Well, I guess I better slow down here. First, you get what we call a borrower's authorization to release information. You have to get that documentation filled out and signed by that borrower. What that allows is it allows myself or my partner Jamila to contact the banks on behalf of that owner, to where we can call up the bank and talk about that loan at any time we want. We don't have to call Miss Jones and have her on three-way. Okay.
May I ask a question?
Sure. Go right ahead.
or taking a home out of foreclosure.
Okay, did someone hear that? Can you try it again, sir?
Yeah, Lennox, you came broken up.
You could type it in the chat.
Oh, great idea. Yeah, there. Yeah, just put it in the chat.
Make me read a book. Yeah, make me read a book.
Yeah, pop it in the chat. You know,
go
because
ahead,
the question didn't come through clear.
I gotta go put my glasses on. That stuff is tiny.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry about that. I had to get closer to my modem.
Oh, you're perfect.
Basically, you're doing is you're giving us. Yes, sir. Basically, what you're sorry about that. So what you're doing now, you're giving us the different steps to get a home out of foreclosure.
Yes, sir.
And these are the different ways that we can come at the owner to help them solve their problem.
Correct.
Yes, sir. Then you'll break down in each step how we can use that benefit for the owner. Correct.
Correct.
Yes, sir. So just make sure I'm doing my notes right. Sorry.
Oh, you got it, my man. You got it. I also put my phone number and my email address in the chat. So if you have any questions later, hey, just give me a call, shoot me a text or an email. We'll schedule some time.
Don't tell me.
Well, brother, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, you sound like a robot now, right now.
Hey, look,
man.
you get back close to that modem, man. But hey, you jot down all your questions and you save them for me, man. We can spend some time together, and I got you covered. All right. So everything he said was, spot on. It's, offering these homeowners these solutions. All right. So this is why it's important for that group that I'm working with, is because it's all these different solutions, is steps involved in every single solution. So we have the paperwork, we have the process, we have the connects, we even have a team of underwriters to help us. Hey, do I need to go get mine? right behind me. We have the team of underwriters to help us review some of our information as well. But all right, guys. So I think I was on the loan modification. Is that where I was at? Okay. So the borrower's authorization to release information that has to be signed. All that does is gives the myself, my partner, gives us the ability to call the banks and start the negotiation process. Just gathering information. We can't change the loan. We can't do anything with the loan other than gather information. All right. Once we gather information, it helps us paint a picture of what's the best solution for this owner. Typically, most owners, they just want out, but we still have to prepare them for the best solution. And the best solution is going to be what's going to cost the least amount of money for us, because they want out. What's going to cost the least amount of money? What's going to cost the least amount of time? And how fast can we get this thing done, right? So once we get that information, we fax it over to the bank. It's going to take the bank 24 to 48 hours to process it. So day 3, you call them. If it hadn't been processed, you call every day until it has been. Now, when you contact the bank, you want to know, hey, can I get the most current mortgage statement? Are they on a fixed rate? How many months are they behind? What are their typical mortgage payments? So you're able to get this information so you could, start building out this picture of what's the best route to go. Okay. So, and the routes are, do I do a loan modification? Put the money on the back end? Do I just go in and say, hey, you know what? Hey, it's not that much. I want to do a repayment plan, make it short, sweet, and simple. Don't want to do a short sale. Do I want to do a deed in lieu? Hell, do I just want to pay it, catch it up myself and keep the property? So, all of that, that's what that information is there for. All right. Once you get that information, you get that solution in place. You don't do anything. You get that solution in place. You present that solution to the actual owner. Now you tell the owner, hey, we're going to take over this property. We're going to bring it back in good standings. And we're going to, move forward from there. Well, what does that mean?
Hey,
That
Joe,
means, yes, sir.
at this point, I don't want to cut you off, but at this point, after you discover what's your best options, a subject to could be put inside of that picture as well, right?
Yes, and the subject to could be, if for those who are not familiar with it, subject to is basically they're selling the property. The owner of the home is selling the property to a new buyer, subject to the existing mortgage staying in place. So the mortgage stays exactly the same. So yes, sir, you're absolutely right. And so based upon what your options are, is so many different ways to analyze these deals. So many different ways. You can do a subject to, you can do a seller finance. Hell, you could just quit claim deed it over, and that's still subject to, so it's so many different ways. You can short sell it. So many different ways. But whenever you come up with that solution, whenever you come up with it and you present it to that owner, you move forward and you gather all the documents that you're going to need if you're messing with the loan. When I say messing with the loan, you're modifying it, repayment plan, short selling it, deed in lieu. Okay, I'll get that. I'll put that back in there. If you're doing those things, you have to get this paperwork in place. What is the paperwork? You need to get a full-blown application, a loan modification application. You need to have that completed for that owner of the property. All right. So you also need 2 months of bank statements, 2 months of paycheck stubs. You need a tax release form filled out, and you need a hardship letter. You need all those things. So for us, we have everything in what we call a short sale packet, because no matter if you're short selling it or not, you need all that information. So we gather all of that. Now, what else do you need? Now you want to put a power of attorney in place to where that owner of the home is giving you power of attorney over that property. So now you're in control. So if I need to short sell this property and I'm going with Priscilla, I need to get it listed. Priscilla doesn't have to contact Miss Jones and get it listed. No, I have power of attorney of this property. I need this property listed. Here's a copy of my power of attorney. I need it listed. Next, you also want to transfer, which you don't have to file this yet, but you want to get the property transferred over into a trust. We choose a land trust because it shields who the actual new owner of the property is. You could get it transferred over to your name, to your business name. But now if the bank pulls title and looks at that, it could draw a red flag. But if it's in a trust, they're not going to, well, by law, you can't, you don't have to disclose who's the beneficiary of the land trust. So when we name the trust is named one or two ways. One is named after the address of the property, so it doesn't bring up any red flags. 123 Main Street, Land Trust. Or we name it after, the owner of the home, Miss Jones Land Trust. See? So it doesn't bring up any red flags. All right, so you get all this documentation in place. So now, whenever you have these solutions, you know what to do. You have control of that property, of that asset. All right. So right there, I'm going to pause and see, do you guys have any questions about anything I've shared thus far? Any more questions, comments, feedback, scenarios?
Man, you spot on, man. You spot on.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to echo a couple of things you said and just highlight some things. For the most part, let's go back to the beginning. Joe said first, you're going to basically go and find out as much information right? As much information about the property so you can provide the best solution or the best options. You know, it just, when you said it, Joe, the only thing I can think about, when I go to the doctor office, they do a triage. I think that's what they call a triage, when they ask you questions. What are your symptoms? What are your problems? What's going on? You have a headache? Do you have this and that? And then after that, they go back in the room. I don't know, I've never been in the back room, but they go and put all that stuff in the computer, and the computer say, these are the things that possibly keep going on, right? Then the doctor come out there and then they just check your chest, check your breathing, your throat, and all that stuff. And then they say, hey, this is what we think it is, or this is what it possibly be. So bottom line, you get all the information from the buyer first, the owner, and find out what exactly is going on, right? From them, their standpoint. Then you do a little bit more investigation, talk to the bank, and then, hey, you get asked questions and they deliver information to you. And then from that, what you know the owner wants and desire, and what the bank have provided you information, you come up with a solution for the problem, a solution to the situation, to the challenge. And all you're doing is helping that owner with what they want, not with what you want, not with what, like the subject to. I know that my brother home said, hey, wait, can't you do a subject? Yes, but if the owner wants you to do a subject too, do the owner want that? The owner either want this or that. So we are looking at the avenue just for foreclosure as a standpoint of we're going in with those the four options at first: loan modification, forbearance,
short sale,
repayment
plan,
payment plan, and deed in lieu. So that's 5 different options I want to say. I can't count. But nonetheless, we're going in with those options first. Now, if all else fail, which out of those 5 options, something should work. It's 18 different options. 18 different options when you deal with foreclosure. So definitely subject to lease options, rent. You can buy it and pay it off yourself and send it, bring it back to the people that own it. In so many ways. And Lieutenant Colonel retired hit me up 2 years ago saying, "Hey, I got a deal for you for foreclosure. Hey, let's buy these houses and sell it back to the owner. And hey, we get out the game. We saving these people pride. We saving these people pride, because guess what? Nobody want to lose their home. They may have been there for 15 years. They just lost their job for a while and they came to a hard time. And now you able to help that person keep their pride intact and not be embarrassed that the people next door got to see them packing up leaving, right? You're there to save that person. They probably bought that house knowing it was too much, but they were their dream home and they had a plan in place. But life happened. Mom got sick, uncle got sick, favorite nephew got sick, child got sick, and they had to do some other thing. That's why I got to write that letter to tell the bank, what is your reason for this situation? And based off that letter, then the bank kind of work with you because you gave them a leverage to work with you. You didn't just say, I need your help and I'm handing my hand out. I got a situation and I need your assistance, right? So I just want to touch base with you all on why it's so crucial that we can't go in there thinking about what we want. We got to go in there with the attitude of what that person, that owner is going through. And that's why I want to echo what Joe said. Their mentality is a different spot. Their mindset, they're hurting. They in need of assistance. And we can't go in there asking for, can I take this off your hand? We're going to say, what do you need us to do to help you? And I love this, Joe. I love what you said. They can borrow the money from their 401k. They can go to their relatives and get the money and keep the house and don't need any of our services. However, we're here for you to help you with your situation. And that is why I bought into it, because you're helping people, right? So I'm going to pause and shut up and let y'all go ahead and ask some questions. I just want to entice you all to talk some more.
No, I like it. And I'm gonna give an example here, some live examples of how this works, from successes that I've had and some failures I've had when it came to negotiating with the banks. But now, because I'm well-rounded, I know how to go step right in, whatever process they're in, hey, step right in, insert myself, get the desired result that we're looking for. And that's for basically what that owner wants. All right. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'll tell you. If the owner says that they want to keep the property, I support that. I tell them, hey, look, here's a list of things to discuss with the bank, which is basically loan modification and repayment plan. Here's a couple things to discuss with the bank, and you make the best decision for you and your family. All of that fails for whatever reason, you need to go in a different direction. Hey, I'm going to follow up with you. You just let me know. I want to hear the good news, right? So about 9-10 months ago, I'm doing what I call driving for dollars, going around, looking for distressed properties. Hey, lo and behold, I drive up on a beautiful house, sits on about an acre lot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. I didn't know it was 3-bed, 2-bath when I saw it. I just knew it looked good. A guest house in the back and a workshop in the back. So I'm like, oh man, this house is legit. So what I do, put it in my app, call my partner, my buddy, Jamila. Hey, look, I just came up on this house here. Look at this picture. Sent her a picture. This house legit. It's vacant. We need to get them. We research, find the owner, contact the owner. The owner says, you know what? Hey, I'm going through a split. I'm going to keep the house. Hey, you know what, man? Hey, great call. We support that. But we're going to follow up with you to see if things change. Last week I'm in town. Like I said, 9-10 months ago, I'm in town. I say, you know what? Hey, I need to drive by this house just to see what's going on. Because I want to know what's happening to it. We drive by the house. Boom. Same condition. Vacant. The only thing changed, the grass cut. Neighbors cut the grass. So, hey, I immediately messaged Jamila, said, hey, the time is now. I said, it's been 9-10 months. He's ready. She calls him. Jamila, why don't you are you there, Jamila? Okay,
I'm here.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Tell us how that conversation went whenever you spoke with Sean.
So I called Sean and he said, I sent him a text message first. Is now a good time to call? He said, please do. So I called him up. I said, hey, I don't know if you remembered me. I called you about 9 months ago about your property. You and your wife were getting separated and you were in the middle of changing the baby. You were doing something. And you said, yeah, I want to sell the house. Give me a call tomorrow. I'm in the middle of something. So I called him back the next day and he changed his mind. I said, I don't know if you remember. And he's like, yeah, I do kind of. I said, so, well, we're here if you still want to sell the property. I don't know if you changed your mind or if anything changed with your situation. And he says, oh, yeah, I'm ready to get rid of it. I'm ready to let it go. He said, I don't want to make any money off of it. I'm not trying to get any profit off of it. I just want it out of my name. And he said, but I don't want to pay any money. I don't want to pay any lawyer fees. I don't want to pay any legal fees. I don't want to pay any taxes. Do I have to pay anything? I said, nope, you don't have to pay anything. He said, but I don't know if you can handle this property. My payments are $1,600 a month and I'm behind about 20 grand. I said, it's okay. We've taken over properties in more areas than that, higher payments than that, higher mortgages than that. And he was like, well, tell me a little bit about your company. What do you do? So I gave him the whole summary about, we pick up properties, maybe owners have moved out of town, maybe they relocated from their jobs, different situations, divorce, pre-foreclosure, tax liens. We go ahead and either fix and flip the property and put it back on the market, or we'll put a renter in the property, someone who might not qualify for a traditional loan from the bank, someone whose credit might not allow them to buy a home for the first time. We put a tenant buyer in there and they can go ahead and make payments every month. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about the debt. You don't have to pay anything. We'll get the property out of your name and you can walk away. He said, oh, I love it. I love it. Can we do this now? What do I have to do? When can we get the ball rolling? So I said, okay, let me schedule a call with my partner, Joe, so I don't have to relay information. We can all get on a 3-way call together. And he's like, let's do it now. Let's do it now. What do I have to do? When can we get the ball rolling? So I said, okay, give me 30 minutes. I'll call Joe and we'll get on the phone and we'll go over everything with you. And he just kept on, you sure I don't have to pay anything, right? Because I don't want to pay any attorney fees. I don't want to pay any taxes. I don't want to pay anything. I said, you will not have to pay a dime. He said, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So we got on the phone with him and basically sealed the deal verbally. He said, tomorrow we can call the bank. We forward him the borrower's authorization, emailed it to him, told him fill it out and send it right back so we can get on a call with the bank and get the information we need to go forward.
Yeah. Look at that. I mean, that's why it's very important to align yourself with the right individuals that can assist and help you achieve your goals. You know, seriously. Jamila had rapport with them. So guess what? I said, hey, look, I'm gonna follow your lead. Insert me when and as needed. I'm here. And that's what she did. And sometimes it's vice versa. Sometimes she needs me to deal with Chris and Heather. You know, hey, that's what I do. And so that's why it's imperative to have like a good network of people. But you see that right there, consistency, not forgetting who they are, rolling back.
Follow up.
Yep, follow up, rolling back around, having that conversation with them. And now this guy here, he's basically, like I said, man, look, I'm done with this house. You know, help me. You could come get it. So on our end, now I'm sure that like that's sexy, but like Jamila is about to make it Victoria's Secret sexy here in a second. So he's already ready to give us the house, right? We don't know what the exact numbers are yet, but we know that we're badass people to where we're going to be able to get in and wiggle our way around with that bank and get the new terms drafted up to where we can close this thing out quickly, sooner rather than later. Now, here's the thing. Jamila, what did she do? I'm not even going to say anything. Jamila, what did you do? Your next steps after we got the commitment from Sean? What were your next steps?
Okay, so what I did next, I had been over the last couple of weeks, I had found another property and I had advertised that property for rent, seller finance, or lease to own. So I had been building up a list of people who were looking for homes who either couldn't qualify for a loan, couldn't qualify for a mortgage, or were in a situation where they needed to move. So I had a guy who was willing to pay down 20 grand on another property, and he had worked in the construction industry. So he had excavator, backhoe, tractor, and he said, I need a property with a big yard. I need a property with enough space that I can park these tools, because right now I live in Dallas. My wife is pregnant. She's about to have a baby any day now. I got the money to put down. I just need you to put me in a home. So I kept his number. I kept in touch with him. I said, I'm going to find you a property, even if this one doesn't fit you. So I turned around and I called him right back. I said, I got a property for you. And he said, where at? He said, do you have any pictures? Send me the address. So I sent him the address for the property that we just agreed to take over. And he said, I love it. I love the house. When can I move in? Where's the paperwork? How much do I have to pay? I'm ready. I love it. The pictures look great. Let's go. Let's go. So you find the house and you already have the buyer lined up, and he's already committed to making a $20,000 down payment.
Man, look at that. So if that owner is in fact $20,000 behind, we just got the $20,000 to bridge the gap to make this deal work. And even if it's slightly more, that's okay. But if he's able to get us, 90% there, oh man, coming up with that 10%, it's not going to sting and hurt as bad. You can make that back pretty quickly. It's an investment. So because, she's been doing the things that she's been doing, hey, look, now she's in a position where she has this property. She can close on this property with the seller. Then she can actually close on this property simultaneously with the new owner, quote unquote, lease purchaser or owner finance it out. So this is why, hey, guys, if Jamil put my email address in the chat, I know my number's in there too. This is why you want to be a part of this group. This is the exact reason why you want to be a part of our group, because whenever you need to do creative, structured real estate, that's our specialty. Creative, structured real estate. And here's the thing, as I shared with you, my time is limited, but it doesn't cost you guys anything, because this is my way of giving back, right? Because I'm blessed right now. I'm like super ecstatic, super happy with the things going on in my life. And because I stretch myself thin, I don't have the time to do as much community service as I would like. So this is my form of my community service, right? When you go do community service, you don't expect to get paid. You show up, do your job with a smile on your face, and then you move on. This is my form. But for others like Jamila, hey, you're gonna need help with this paperwork. You're gonna need help with the conversations. There are small fees associated with that, but it's very well worth it. Oh, you see that deal right there? It from start to finish. From start, it's 10 months ago. We don't know where the finish line is going to be, but we know we have everything now headed down the right path, right? Just that one deal. And now with them, we don't know what our solution is going to be, but we know what our solutions are, what they can be, we have a plethora of them. So since we specialize in this, hey, we're in good shape, great shape. And this is the next wave of real estate, creative financing, doing the things others don't want to do, so we can beat people to the market. It's going to be houses that people are actually, I know it's right now, people, investors, like right now, we're willing to overpay for properties because there's nothing on the market right now. But because of the way we do things, we're not going to overpay for anything. We're just going to put in the work to get the things that we want, the things that we need. And so when investors thinks that is going to be a lot of foreclosures hitting the market, and in our markets, we're like shit over our dead body. Why? Because we're going to get to these people and we're going to work with them. We're going to help them get what they want, in return get what we want, and we're all going to win. We're all going to win. So any questions about anything thus far?
Church.
Man, you crazy, man. You
No,
crazy.
for real. That's just awesome, Joe. Honestly, just to be able to be connected, to not having to try to figure out what's your exit strategy, and to be connected with the network with people who already have experienced it. So that's key. That's golden, man. So that's awesome, Joe.
Yep, it is. Man, it's learning from others, and implementing it within our own strategies. It's an amazing thing. All right, guys. So that's, we don't know what the outcome is going to be yet, but I know this right now. Banks are incentivized to work with sellers right now, with homeowners. They do not want to take the properties back. Yes, sir.
Joe, explain to them what they mean. They hear you saying it. It sounds like a beautiful word. However, what incentivize really mean to the bank?
Well, the bank has a rating. Forgive me, I can't remember the exact term. The exact term, but they have a rating. All lending institutions have a rating, and so anytime that they have a foreclosure, just a defaulted loan, it goes against their federal rating, which in turns can cause them to have higher insurance premiums. In turn, have them having higher origination costs for new borrowers, higher interest rates, so they don't want those things. So for them, they're like, hey, look, we want to work with our people, but it has to be a two-way communication. They can't do it all on their own. So that's what they're saying.
What about this? Do banks really want a house back? Do they really want not just because of the originating fees? I mean, that's one thing, but Is the bank in the business of saying, I want this house back because you're not paying me?
Hey, look, the banks are in the business for buying houses with a grantor attached. You know, grantor, that's myself, LTSL, Mr. Wright, you know, Mr. Abraham. You know, that's what the bank is in business for. Yep, they only want to buy property when a grantor is attached. They do not wish to take a property back.
They want to get a yard cut. They ain't trying to pay taxes, and they ain't trying to keep the house in. You won't pay me this, so you got to get out. No, they want you to pay them something so you can stay.
Yep.
So, guys, I'm saying that question. I told you I'm going to ask a dumb question, but it's not a dumb question because some people think that a bank actually wants you out their house. No, they will work with you. Actually, it's a federal law and a regulation that says they must work with an owner. They must work with an owner. Not that they want to, not that they going to. They have to, and if they don't, they can get sued. They can get sued. So, why am I telling you that? When you get that power of attorney and call the bank and gather that information, you really got some leverage on your hand. You know what the owner wants. Don't act on your behalf, act on the owner behalf, and talk and get the information that you need to get from the bank. And again, you don't have all the proper paperwork, so I hope you don't go do this on your own. I hope you partner with us so that you can have the proper paperwork, right?
Yeah.
And then once you do it, you know what? You're helping somebody out. I mean, I'm excited. Jamila just talked about a real live experience where Joe found the house 9 to 10 months ago. He followed up on it this month. Last week.
Yep.
Jamila spoke with the person over and over again, and she talked to them the first time and this time, and the situation has changed, right? And she excited about the fact, how exciting the fact he was. He's ready to call now. At first, he like, I'm gonna keep my property. I got time. Now he like, call him in 30 minutes. Call him now.
Yep.
So that's exciting for you to know that you're not stealing nobody's property. You're not taking nobody's property. You're not robbing nobody. You're helping someone out that want to be helped.
Yes.
You are actually his savior right then.
Seriously. Yeah.
They 20,000 in debt. The next thing they're gonna do is file bankruptcy. If you don't come save them right now, their credit is gonna take a real hit for a long 7 years or more.
Yep.
Let that marinate. You finna help somebody out of a situation there's gonna be a 7-year delay in their lifestyle because you know something that he didn't know or she didn't know, and you have access to something that a way out, right? You know the truth, you know the way. So, all right, let me stop there. So at the end of the day, the whole goal is to help these people out. So, I mean, I don't understand why I ain't got the questions. Come on, let's talk up.
Right.
Well, I mean, this is Tony. This has been really, really good because I had a house, I would say about a year ago here at Fort Bragg that the owner had left the property, Mr. Soldier, and I had no idea. We were trying to get it. I didn't know where to start. And now that you said what you said, I'm going to go back and see if the house is still there. I mean, it may still be there. And that happens a lot here in a lot of these new communities because you get soldiers that come in and they leave, and they'll leave the property sit vacant for a few months if they don't put it on the market. Some of the owners don't want to sell it. And but yeah, this has been really, really good. The only question I did have is you started talking about the loan modification, and you mentioned some of the requirements that we had to gather. You said the loan modification is best in the early stages. If you could provide maybe, I guess, 1 or 2 other strategies, and when would they be most appropriate? Because I actually kind of got a list here with the strategy, the period where it's best, most appropriate. Because I'm really interested in this one here. I think this would definitely work.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that. So first and foremost, let me let you. Well, are you military yourself?
Yeah, I'm still in.
Okay. Well, you know, let me say this, man. I really appreciate your service to the country. Really, really do, man. Really appreciate that. So so I'm gonna touch on that, and I'm gonna touch on something else that before your question. You said you have a lot of soldiers that don't want to sell the property, not sure what to do with the property, if they should sell it or not sell it, and then it ends up going up to foreclosure, right? Or they don't
Either
end up renting it
foreclosure and
out.
just sit there. Like one house we saw, it sat there for at least 2 or 3 months, and it was the weeds were growing and everything.
Yep.
And it was in a really, really nice neighborhood.
So great action plans on that. Whenever you know that you guys have that turnover, what is it, twice a year?
Yeah, well, the period for PCS is usually starts off in March and goes through about August. That's that major window when soldiers are moving in and out. That's the bulk period. Generally, after that, you may have onesie, twosies on the other month, but the main window of mass movement is from March to August.
Okay. So with that, with you already knowing that, you're already familiar with it, that's whenever you should definitely be like, have your antennas up, definitely looking for these properties. And this is like another another reason why you want to be like here is that when these soldiers are transitioning out, last thing, hell, you guys are thinking about like staying alive. You know what I mean? It's like you're in some, even though you're on the base, hell, that's still a huge X on your back. You know what I mean? So you guys think about staying alive, taking care of your family, protecting the country. So you're able to, we have documentation, paperwork in place to where if they transition out to where one or two things, you can buy that house directly from them, right? Assume ownership of the property. And now you're responsible for maintenance, repairs, and vacancies to the home, right? And you're paying that note, and you could, pay them a little bit more. So whenever they go to get another VA loan to buy another house, they're able to show that that property is an asset, making them money, and is not a liability.
Well,
So
you know what? I got a
that.
brother in that situation right now. I'm going to link him up with somebody on this call because he got a house he's trying to put up on the market. It's my buddy. He's going up to Virginia. You know what? I need to talk to somebody tomorrow. I'm going to call him tomorrow. If not, then I can call him tonight because I just thought about this. Rosario. Oh, that's a
good. So look in the chat. You'll see my phone number is that 512-9386.
Yes, sir.
And you'll see my email address in there. Hey, lock me in. Give me a call tomorrow. And I'll walk you through the process. Okay. So that's a side note, but you see, it's so much information, in so many different creative ways. So those of us that have an understanding of how to be creative in real estate, we're going to dominate the market. Hands down, we're going to dominate the market. And I'll give you guys an example, another example after I answer Mr. Abraham's question. Now, I believe your question was, when is the loan modification the right time? Is that right?
Yes, sir. And any other ones? Like I wrote down that you said is in the early and middle stage of foreclosure.
Yes, sir. So the best thing is we really need to get to the banks 30 days, at least 30 days before an auction date, right? So if it's after 30 days, you got to dig a little deeper, work a little harder to get to the right people to get the answers and the solutions that's going to work best for you.
Okay.
At that point, that's what you're working for, is the solution that's going to work best for you. Before 30 days, you can work for solutions on behalf of that client. After that, that 30-day window, day 29, no, you got to transform your thinking. Hey, now what's going to work for me? Right? Because at that point, that's where the bank gets to the point to where they're like, hey, look, auction has been set. We're kind of like, we're pretty much, hey, pay us the money, or we're going to foreclose. We got a solution for that too.
Right? Attorney has already been paid.
Oh, go right ahead, Jamila. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was saying within that 30-day mark, the foreclosing attorney has already been paid. So now you have to pay the attorney fees to stop the foreclosure in addition to whatever arrears are owed, because now the attorney has special instructions Go ahead and with this auction. We paid you. Here's your money. Go ahead and let this auction go through.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. I mean, she's absolutely right. Absolutely right. You know how I know she's right? Man, we spent countless hours on the phone together. Like together with banks, with sellers, with I mean, everyone. Like as soon as we find out something, we calling each other. Hey, look, I just found this out, just discovered this. This is what we got to do now. So it's like, it's exciting. It's exciting. That's why I say, you know, hey, I'll say it again and again and again. That's why you want to be a part of this group, so you can have access to people like a Jamila, you know, that can help you, you know, get these deals done. You know, can help, like literally help you get the deals done. And at sometimes that if you have a deal, you don't have the time to close it. When I say close it, get all the documents in place, get to the title company, that's what she does. That's what she does. If you just find a property, you don't know what to do with it, bring it over to us. Hey, you'll get a finder's fee. It is your property. You want to walk through it all the way to the end, bring it over to us. Now you take care of everyone that's involved, you know, but that's why you want to be a part of this group here. So let's see, we got another question here. We need a foreclosure attorney in the group. D-Dub. Well, good luck with that, as they're typically, about $500 an hour? So I tell you what, you're more than welcome to invite one, if you know one, at your own expense. You know, yeah, at your own, because I'm not going to pay them to do the information that we've already paid for. All the information that we're sharing with you guys, from the documentation, you know, the process, this is information that we've paid, you know, paid professionals to put this information together for us, so we can rinse and repeat. Yep. You know, seriously, so we can rinse and repeat. But creative financing is where the money is going to be made, right? You can buy a property, you can flip it, but that's where it's at. What you have, Mr. Williams?
Yeah, I just want to ask, hey, please, I don't know if the chat message, unmute, I don't care how you do it. Right now with COVID-19 going on, do you see potential in a lot of foreclosures within the next year?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it.
Yes, sir.
No
People
doubt.
getting furloughed from jobs, yeah.
I'm trying to see why y'all see, like, why we jumped on this rodeo saying, hey, you can still buy houses, you can still flip houses, you can still wholesale house, you can still do whatever you thought is the best thing to do right now. But foreclosure is the way of the future, period. Then if you got creative financing on that part of saying, hey, you know what? Right now, somebody asked about the buyer list. All right. Joe said use the tools and prop screen and everything. All right. You got so many softwares out there you can buy buyer lists. Let me tell you a quickest way to get buyer lists. Put on your house, your personal house that you live in. Say you want to sell your house on Facebook. Put a sign in front of your yard and say, my house for sale. Everybody that calls you is a buyer.
Cash only.
That's even better. Put a bonus. If you put it on a Facebook, put cash on it. Just put a sign in front of your house, buy houses for sale or sell houses fast, or put this in front of you. Oh, shoot. I don't know if you can see it.
No, you can't see it yet.
That backboard, oh, shoot, the doggone backboard thing. It's green screen. Look, I got a thing say sell your house fast, and then my phone number, stop foreclosures and save credit. I mean, put a sign in front of your house. You own your house, and say you want to sell your house. Put your house on that. Put your house on Facebook, social media. You ain't got to put the address. Say, put your street name, house for sale on this street. Give me a call, or text me, or inbox me with your contact information if you're interested. There's your buyer list.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it's and that's one just takes a little time.
I bought that. I paid for that lesson. Somebody taught me that by paying for it. I mean, y'all don't have to pay for that. That's one of the things about being on this group is y'all learning from our expense.
Hey, I
It's
got
not-
one thing to add to LG. Have
Yeah.
you ever thought about going on YouTube to have buyers and also Craigslist? So that's a lot of people who say I buy houses on YouTube and Craigslist as well.
I put in a chat message, hey, check your social media, check your Facebook easily. If you go into what Colonel, Lieutenant Colonel Jones telling you, go into the houses, we buy houses, they got buy campaigns, but then you also got folks that bought houses. If you got a real estate agent, if you know a real estate agent and you're actively working with a real estate agent, you can ask them, say, hey, look, I'm looking at this zip code. Can you give me the last 90 days of the people that bought houses with cash? A list of the last 90 days, people that bought houses with cash in that zip code. If you want to focus on one zip code.
And I'm sure one thing that here's another golden nugget. You can pull up 5 title attorneys. You can call the title attorney. You can call the title company. Hey, I have a property here. I'm looking for, a cash buyer. Do you know anyone that I could sell my house to? And they're going to recommend typically their top 2 or 3 people that's always coming in with transactions. They're going to help point you in the right direction. They will. Yeah. And if they say, well, I'm not sure, I don't know anyone, ask for the manager, because it could be a new front desk person that answers the phone. Ask for the manager, because they will know. And they're willing to help, because that's how they get paid. We're going to close here at your title company. Oh, okay, cool. $2,500 done. Easiest money I've made, easiest.
Hey, insurance companies.
Yep. It's so many different ways. Yep. Insurance.
Everybody on this call that got a house, if you paying insurance to an insurance company right now, whoever you paying your insurance company to, you can coordinate with them.
Yep.
It's so easy.
So many creative ways. And that's what we're here for, to help save you time, resources, to where you can move swiftly and build the things that you're searching and seeking to build. That's why we're here. But guys, this pre-foreclosure, this is like the next wave. And the best that we can get acclimated with the terms, what can and can't be done, and the process of stepping in and helping these people out, man, we can really move some mountains, in our areas. We were speaking, me and Jamila, we were speaking. A guy called her and said, hey, look, man, I'm really trying to make some moves, but man, I just can't find any deals. While I was there, 15 minutes, I picked up 4 properties. 4. Jamila's working one now. We're working another one with another seller right now. The other 3, the other 2, we're waiting for them to call us back. So, but 30 minutes, driving for dollars, 30 minutes, consistent follow-up, knowing where to go, who to talk to. And here's the thing, whenever we have these opportunities, it's like, okay, look, we can do X, Y, and Z, or we can do A, B, C. What do we think is best? All of them are going to end with us getting what we want. All of them are. So in this case that Jamila just spoke about, if this guy if he's 20 grand behind, this other guy's going to bring 20 grand in. Do we really have to go in and deal with a loan modification? Or a repayment plan? Do we really have to? No. We step right in, sign it over, boom. All right, drop your down payment, boom. Send the money off, done. Now everything from there is positive cash flow. So it's so many different ways. So many different ways.
If you're not excited about what y'all hearing right now, I don't know what to say. I'm excited. I'm so happy for you all. I'm so happy for your perseverance, your consistency, and just knowing what to do, and just being there for that person. Because at the end of the day, this person, we can't skirt past that. This person wants to get rid of that house right now. They don't know what to do. They're not if they didn't know Joe or they didn't know Jamila and they didn't have this conversation with them, this person wouldn't be excited about tomorrow. We don't know. This person could be one to be like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't live like this. You probably just saved the person's life.
Hey,
So,
LT,
yeah.
can you do me a favor here? Can you give me the ability to share my screen really quick?
All right, now you gotta walk me through that.
Okay. If you go down to the bottom, you should see participant.
Yep. Yes, sir.
If you click on my name, you may be able to like make me a host.
Okay.
That should give me the permission.
Okay, it says more and I'll make you a co-host, man. I still want control.
Okay, there we go.
I got control problems.
There you go. Hey, look, I ain't got time for all that, man. I ain't got time. All right, let me see here. Okay, there we go. So let me share something here with you guys really quick. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can someone give me a zip code? I don't care what it is. Any zip code.
311.
77584.
Give me a city, man.
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
I'm going Houston, Texas.
All right, that'll work.
Houston. Yeah, 77078.
All right, so look, I am in Houston, Texas right now. I click on pre-foreclosure. So I have 370 pre-foreclosures right now to tag. So now this is just an example. Man, that's a nice house there. So let's see here where I can find. All right. So the auction is scheduled for, look at that. Auction is scheduled for 6/1/21. Man, that's a good deal there. Look at that. That's a long time. So you have time to step right on in and start working with this family here to help them come up with a solution on this property. So you got 370. That's just Houston, Texas. That's not including out here in Sugar Land, Pearland. You know, that's not including all those areas. This is here within that little bubble. You know, so it's the opportunity is definitely there, guys. Definitely there.
Okay, question.
And look, you can have some good houses. I mean, if someone wants to buy a home and keep it for themselves, you can easily step in and really do this exact same process and you move into the house. This one here is April.
Go ahead, brother Abraham. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Okay, so question, is that like a web application or is it a software application that you use to pull up that list?
So yes, sir. So this website here is called defaultresearch.com.
Is it free?
No, sir, it is not.
That's why you got to partner with one of us.
Yeah, okay, so that's my next question.
Yep.
So I can start pulling up foreclosures here. What do I need to do? Do you have somebody in the group have access to this?
We do. You got my number. You have our contact information. Just give me a call tomorrow and we'll discuss some things.
Okay.
Then we'll discuss some things with LT and we'll get you started. But
right.
You see this here. So imagine if you go buy this house here. Does that house look like it's vacant or occupied?
Nice.
Vacant.
Yep. How do you know it's vacant?
Grass
need to be cut.
And I'm gonna share one more thing with you guys here. This is a great way of knowing it's vacant. Look at that front door. See that tag? See, I'm trained for that now. You know what I mean? I'm looking for that tag here, and I'm looking for that tag over here in these windows.
Gotcha.
So when I know this, I see this property here. So what I'm doing is, and this is what we teach. Well, what we share. What I'm doing is, hey, I'm looking for this owner. I got the software. LT has the software. We all have the software to go pull that owner's information. Now, if that owner can't be found, you know what I do? Boom, I'll go over here, hit the neighbor on the right. Go over here, hit the neighbor on the left. Go over here, hit the neighbor across the street.
Somebody know him.
If they don't answer, I door knock them.
Gotcha.
You know, because hey, this person here that owns this house, they're telling you like, hey, look, man, I'm done with that house. Well, you can have it. That's what they're telling you. The bank is gonna take it.
Hey, what the neighbor saying? You gonna keep that yard cut for me? You can go and take over it.
Man, and let's see here. Look at that. That's May. The auction's not set till May. You see that? That gives you more than enough time with consistent effort to get in there, take over that property and cash flow it, flip it, whatever you decide to do.
Okay.
So, like, man, it is, the opportunity is there. Like when I tell you I get excited. So excited to where me and Jamila, we've been working where now it's like, hey, we have to streamline this process. And now me and LT, we spoke about it last week. We're joining forces now to streamline this process, to make it even more appealing and to where we can, be more successful. We can get to more with less effort. So any more questions about any of that?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna ask this for my student. I got a student in high school, guys. I got a student in high school on this call tonight. I'm so proud of her. First of all, she was one of my basketball players, one of my favorites. You ain't the favorite. You actually are one of my favorites. You're the favorite. But look, she's on a call right now. She asked me, the first question she asked was, am I too young? I was like, no, you're the perfect age. Why is she the perfect age, right? Because right now, if we in school, when we go to grade school, we're learning for the future. We're learning for the future. We're not learning for now. You don't get paid for grade school right now. But right now, if you learn how to financially invest and make financially savvy decisions right now in high school, once you get your first job, you're not going to go put your money into Jordans and into purses and to all the fancy stuff. You're going to save your money for the right opportunity for to make your money make money, right? Yeah. So I want to just yield for a second just to say, I'm so proud of you for being on this call. I don't want to embarrass you and call your name out. They don't know who you are. But I do want to let you know that what you just heard tonight is a wave that can go for the future. You heard a lot of nuggets. You heard about helping people. You heard about people in need. You heard about providing a service for people, not a service for you. You figured out that you have to have education. You have to have the right documentation, and you have to support things that will protect you and that person that you're going to work for and do service for. You learned also that it don't have to even take your money to obtain these items. We talked about experience right now where someone reached out to some people a long time ago. They pull the money in. They got a person that's ready to pull a trigger by saying, I want to buy a property and I got 20 grand down. 9-10 months later, on a follow-up activity, we found the same person that's in need now for the service. They're saying, I'm about $20,000 behind. The person that had the 20 grand up front said, I need something with a lot of land and I want to put my toys out here. I got tractors, I got trucks, I got different items that need to go out here and I need some land. A whole acre came available for this person in this opportunity and this person ready to move. And they like, one person saying, can you put this person on the phone now to make this happen? And the other person saying, I love the pictures, I love everything, and I want it now. You got two people screaming out now, and you got two folks in the between saying, I'm smiling because I'm finna marry these opportunities together. I'm finna merge two opportunities of a person that's in need and a person that's in need together. And just because I got the information and I got a strong heart and I got a strong consistency and persistency, and I'm not afraid of failure, I got the knowledge in between to bond these people and make both of them happy. I mean, I don't know how else to put that. I mean, I just put it in real terms. If you can't feel the energy out of that, if you can't feel any love out of that, you didn't rob, you didn't steal, you didn't take. Investors have a bad name. Whenever you say, I want to be an investor, people start thinking, well, you're going to go take from other people. I didn't hear anything about taking. I didn't hear anything about messing over anybody, even though some folks feel like they got the short end of the stick. I think both of those people that right now, these opportunities for both of these people to win, the person that want to sell and the person that want to buy. The investor just have the knowledge and the opportunity to give these folks a chance. And that's awesome. So the young lady that's on this call, my former basketball player, still my basketball player, because once you're a coach, you're always a coach. Thank you for getting a call. Please, every Monday, get on, because sooner or later, opportunity is going to come. And if coach got the money, to fund the deal, you know, coach will help you out to get you started, and just be happy that you're making decisions that's going to help your family out in the future, because that's the goal. We want to make money for our kids. If something happens to us today or tomorrow, we want so many properties in our name that, guess what? We didn't leave our child one property. We want to leave them several properties. And then they can choose what to do. And I'm just going to say this for everybody that's afraid of debt, afraid of going out there getting credit, afraid of going out there getting loans on properties. When you die, why does it matter? I never understood people not understanding. When you die and you have loans out there, whether your family pay it back or not, you're dead. You can't do nothing about them loans. You can't do nothing about that. That ain't your problem no more. Now, they can take over the loan and pay it off and keep your name good, but if your name gone and you didn't save your family and help them out, let that not be one of your words. That's why I want to encourage you. Let that not be one of your words. Go out there and do what you got to do. But if you can do creative financing where you can use other people's money to get anything, to obtain anything, do it. Joe, what are you showing us this beautiful house for? What is going on?
Hey, look, man, it's just a little motivation, man. Everything you come across ain't beat up. You know what I mean? Everything ain't full flats.
Man, this is beautiful. This is a foreclosure?
Yep. This is the property.
No way.
That's nice.
No, wow.
Very nice.
Walking away from it.
You don't have to do very much to that.
And we run into it.
Man. Wow.
Opportunity. This is where this at, in Houston or Texas or Shreveport?
No, this one here is in Shreveport.
That's nice, man. That's nice.
Folks in Shreveport live like that?
Yep. But you see why, you know, this guy here who is this new buyer, he's like, hey, look, you know, I don't have I have the capital to be able to afford something, but I don't have the credit to be able to afford something, you know? So because of that, property like this, it's like a godsend for him. You know what I mean? He felt like for him to do an owner finance. Right there real quick. Oh, go ahead.
You just said some key words, all right? So I don't know if anybody caught that. I heard something. I don't know. Somebody else want to see what y'all think I heard, or y'all just want me to tell y'all? Oh,
he can't afford it, but he had the money.
He got the money.
He can't afford. He
got the capital. He doesn't have the credit.
But he got the capital, the cash.
So why do some people, just for talking conversation, I mean, we going over and then y'all still on, why do some folks have credit concerns when it comes to buying houses and they got the money?
I think that's because they don't really know what options they have available to get something with bad credit. I mean, I think it's part of the education process. And I think there's something doing this, knowing that if we had that skill set, that can become a part of our customer service to win them over. We teach them how to get a property with no credit at all. So there, I see your point. This is good.
Amen.
I think that some people have 1099 entrepreneurs in a sense, and they might not be in a position where they can actually get the loan from a bank if they were going to go that route, but they make money and they have the capital in a sense.
Agreed.
Well, I'm going to say what one of my colonels told me one time when I was, I think it was a captain or so. He said, they just don't know what they just don't know.
That's true.
And if you don't know you have options, then you don't know what to do. So you can save your money up, but you can't fix your credit. And everybody said they got bad credit, and that's not true. You have one thing bad on your credit or one thing that needs to be removed on your credit that can be removed. Now your credit is straight. And it could be 4 or 5 different things can be removed on your credit and make your credit straight. Because you can always, if you have cash, you can always get the credit straight. But they don't understand that because they don't know how it works.
Anybody else want to add? That's good information. Anybody else want to add? I'm just trying to get y'all to understand how is people out there that have the money, but the credit out there. I just want to, from you all standpoint, I appreciate it.
I have a question.
Yes.
This is Cynthia. It's a little off, but what is your experience with manufactured homes? Where I live, that's a big thing. Manufactured homes. Would like to know if you all come across those, and what's your thoughts on those?
Absolutely. On last week, I had, and this is how it goes, helping a client out with a pre-foreclosure. His mom calls me and says, "Hey, we have this trailer, this manufactured double wide here in Sibley. Can you help?" I sure can. So here's the thing with them. Their process is exact same as everyone else. You're still going through a lender. You're still going to that lender. Now, quote unquote, flipping the manufactured property, it's a little bit different because you have to find those buyers that likes, those type of investments, those type of assets. But as far as obtaining them, it's still the same process. Still the same process. Was that kind of the question you had, or was it something a little bit more direct?
No, just wanted to see what your experience has been with that. But that is an area of investment that I am interested in, and I currently have a couple of those. But definitely because that's the thing here where I live in Georgia. So
okay.
Yeah. So manufactured homes is very popular here, and we do have parks, where people actually can put them in there. But it would be a good investment if I can find some. So yeah.
I think it's depending on as the young lady said there, the area that you are living in. In some areas, trailer parks and manufactured homes don't do so well. So, but you always have a need for somebody who want a home. They don't care. Sometimes it's a brick home, it's a wooden home, or the manufactured home, or trailer house. They don't care. They just want a home. So, but it depends on the need. Now, if you can get in that trailer park business, you can rack up some really dollars on the rental stuff. I'm telling you right now, that trailer park is really nice. If you can get to 20 or 30 trailers and have them paid for in a matter of less than 5 to 7 years, and then the rest is just profit. It's really a cash cow if you know how to maintain it and to advertise it. So trailers not bad, but I think it just depends on the neighborhood, the area of the country that you live in.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So yeah, and I'll be honest with you. So manufactured homes, some of them can be pretty expensive, some of them can be affordable. The most important thing is to find out that land value, find out the potential of what's building up around it, so you can know what kind of audience gonna be in that area for the longest. So you may, if I go manufactured homes, I'll probably look at somewhere where it's a opportunity, and I see like kind of like we were talking about when you got a call, hey, something finna get built up around this way, that the land is gonna be worth more than just the money out the cash flow. That's just my personal take on it, because I know that at that time, if something does happen when the interstate come through, or something getting built up around it, there's a lot of folks may want to work at like an Amazon getting built up, something similar to it, or of that nature. Then I know that the land itself, even if we clean the manufacturer on, it's worth so much. That would be my take on it. But I would definitely invest in manufactured homes. I definitely would buy a mobile home park. I definitely would try and find some extra space to put a park in it, a little playground or something, a dog park or something in it, to entice people to say that I got something different than other manufactured homes or mobile homes, and try and gate it off or something. I'm just gonna have to find some kind of way, if I invest into that, and that's the norm in that area, I got to stand out that they want to come to my place over someone else's.
Yes. Let me ask another question. We're talking about manufactured homes. What if you have a manufactured home that's been added on to? Now you have the mobile part. Now you have the immobile part. So how does that work? Now, what do you call that? Because it's really not a manufactured home. Because now you got stuff that got wheels on it, and you got some that don't have wheels that can't be moved because they built concrete next to the manufactured home and attach it together.
I can answer that for you if you want to know what is still considered. It's still considered a manufactured home. Yeah, I am an insurance agent here in Georgia, and I insure manufactured homes and it doesn't matter what you do to that home, it is still a manufactured home. I have a guy now who has gutted his manufactured home out completely and building it like a home in order to make it real property, real to be listed as real property. So you have to do a lot to make it no longer labeled manufactured home. Mm-hmm.
Now, just quick question, Ms. Cynthia, is zoning an issue with that and concern?
Zoning an issue with that particular, or just manufactured homes? Yeah,
if you in a mobile home park area, a manufactured home community, and you do that, I mean, I thought they kind of zoned that for that. I'm just curious.
Well, here where I live, there is a zoning where you have to have so many acres to put a manufactured home on, unless you are in a park.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. If you're in a park, yeah, I'm like, okay, gotcha.
And this is in that case, this is his own property. He's on his own land, so. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
I also have a question on the manufactured home thing.
Go ahead.
I live in Mississippi, and everybody knows it's country around here, and trailers is the norm for a lot of people. I was wondering if you, let's say, went and got a 2018 double wide manufactured home and set it on about 20 acres. After, let's say, 10 years, depreciation, because, manufactured home is going to depreciate. Is it good to do that for its resale? Would you be able to get any money back out of it besides the land amount, or does the home continue to have value? I mean, that's a question I have.
You take it first, Joe.
Man, look, y'all, hey, I'm gonna tell you this right here. I don't really deal with manufacturing properties. The only time I'm going to, so my level of expertise is very limited. The only time I'm going to deal with the manufacturing property is if someone's giving it to me. And I say giving it to me, I'm acquiring them in a package deal, or it is a type of deal like the pre-foreclosure that I'm doing right now. When it comes to the value of them, that's where I pick up the phone and I call, because I've been at it so long. I call a buddy of mine who's an appraiser, and I start getting information from him. Right now, this is the very first manufacturing property I've ever dealt with. So I'm a newbie when it comes to this. But great questions. We just got to go find the answers. But we have people we can go to.
Hey, I don't want to deviate too far away from the subject. I know we're on the foreclosed, pre-foreclosures or whatnot, and I'm interested in hearing the deed in lieu. But okay. I had so many, I heard so many people talk about the manufactured homes. And just because I'm interested and I'm on the call, I just wanted to find out, is it profitable to be able to acquire a manufactured home that's detitled or retitled? Like, would you want to acquire a manufactured home that's retitled, like doesn't have it's not attached, the title is not attached with the property?
Man, see,
you owe my.
Well, I was kind of aiming toward the people that was dealing with those manufacturer homes or whatnot.
Because I'm looking at, can I cash flow it? If it's on my land, If it's on my land, can I land lock it, like lock it in where it can't be moved and cash flow it?
Yeah.
I'll do it then.
Hey, so I want to skirt. Let me try and do this. So I want to skirt past J2 Pure. Look, so for one, I don't know your market in Mississippi. Like you said, it's a natural thing in Mississippi for people to have manufactured homes. If you got 20 acres of land, you got plenty of trees that have grown up on that land. So you can definitely be valuable with land. And you, like you said, the land is valuable. You can't sell. I know that a manufactured home do depreciate a little faster than a regular home. However, if it's an investment property and you're doing work on it, that's a different story. You're updating the air conditioning system, you're updating the flooring, you're updating things around it to keep it going. That is all a depreciation / expense that you can carry on your taxes. Now, the value of that property will go down. I mean, that manufactured home will go down. However, if you have Section 8 tenants and your Section 8 program allows you to rent to that person or those individuals, you will cash flow. You will cash flow because Section 8 look at 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 2 baths, ceiling fans, stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. So you can make money off a manufactured home for years and years and years. And honestly, you make more money off a manufactured home because you will have it paid off faster and you'll be cash flowing longer. Mm-hmm. Now, 20 acres, I hope that you take that money and keep buying manufactured home and keep building them up around you so that you can make a community of manufactured homes. But I didn't want to skirt past you. Now, I hope I answered your question, Mr. J2.
Yes, sir. You answered it pretty good because I was just wondering because like they have trailer homes now going for 150,000, and you can get a house for 150,000, but the way they make them now is just kind of unbelievable. They make you want to buy one of them instead of just trying to get it started with a regular home.
But definitely.
Sir, what part of Mississippi are you from? If you don't mind me asking.
Town called Tylertown. JS Mississippi.
Yeah, I know what Tylertown is. I know what Tylertown. I have an aunt that live in Petal, Hattiesburg, and
I know you're talking. I know you're talking.
Yeah. Okay.
And hey, Legacy.
Okay.
Hi.
So, if you have 20 acres and you have 20 acres and you have the area, I mean, you have the clientele or you have the demand for those particular trailer homes. Hey, you in a gold mine. I mean, you have to look at it. Depends on the area. The young lady just got online and said in Georgia, manufactured home, is booming. Everybody, a lot of people like them. But maybe I'm in Dallas, they may not like them so much in Houston or in Chicago. But where you are, if they are booming, then you need to be where the booming is going to be at, okay? And if you can buy them at a cheaper price, and you can buy some off the auction, you can buy some through these other different avenues of approaches that they talked about today online. So it's the different ways that you can buy them. And you can buy them, the cheaper you buy them, because you make the money at the deal, at the buy. So the cheaper you can buy them and the greater deal you get in, you can put somebody in there and start to rent those things out on your 20 acres. You have a lot of land that you can put a lot of stuff on to make you a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So it just depends on what you want to do with that, and it depends on what you want to do with it, and what are your goals for the 20 acres of land. That's a lot of that is a lot of land to put a lot of trailers on, to put a lot of whatever else you want to put on there. So
right.
I'm selling trees. What you got, Jamila?
Not a thing.
Your hand up.
Oh, I was just gonna say Jonathan had a question, but he asked it already.
Oh, Jonathan was J2?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's Jonathan? Oh man, okay.
What's his name? Jonathan John? He got J2.
Disguised over here.
Hey, I see, man. Hey, it's a pleasure, Jonathan. It's a pleasure, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Got it. Okay.
What other questions? Okay, now I'm sorry, brother Home. I'm sorry, man. For one, I can't answer no retitle and no uptitle and no down
Right.
title. And no
I'm like,
title.
what? What?
Nah, man, they were dealing with them. So I was just interested to know which one was more profitable and what their thoughts were about it while we were on the subject. That's all.
Well, Cynthia, do you know anything about that, Miss Cynthia?
Well, I don't see that often, but the gentleman of mine, the client of mine, he is converting his, and he will no longer have a title to it because it's going to be considered as real property once it's done, once it's complete. So he's going way off, and he has spent a whole lot of money trying to get in this manufactured home, this single wide manufactured home, into almost a 2-story. I mean, it's crazy, but
please send pictures.
Okay.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, he's already sent me pictures because he needed a builder's risk policy, and while he's in the process of getting it done. But
so just for situation awareness and for to help me understand. So with so basically, when you first buy a mobile home or manufactured home, I guess it's a titling situation where you title it as a mobile home, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, the retitling part is when you decide to do something different to it.
I'm assuming that is what he's doing. Because in our eyes, on the insurance side, it's still a manufactured home unless it cannot have any parts of that home, of that manufactured home, in order to be listed as a real property. So once he finishes with it and he goes up to the tax assessors and get all this changed, it's not going to say manufactured home on the tax assessors. It's gonna say square footage.
Right.
Yeah.
On that right there, I know a little bit about the thing that she's talking about, and that home he's trying to do is going to be called a modular home at that point. And only way it's not going to be considered as a mobile home if he take the frame from under that they move it on and build off of a slab. That's when you can move it any way that you can move it, it's still considered a mobile home unless he's taking it off and building off of a slab, a concrete slab. It's still going to be, it might be titled in as a modular home, but it's still going to be mobile home if it has the frame under it to be able to be moved.
Interesting. Man, you guys are teaching me something over here.
Hey, I'm over taking notes, man.
Hey, look, you take notes. I ain't taking notes, man.
Mastermind.
Hey, I'm just calling Johnson. I got questions. I ain't taking no now.
Hey, look,
but listen, I went to the trailer lot maybe like 2 weeks ago. They had it's called a modular home, but it's still, it's a mobile home. They had a modular home out there. It was $159,000 and it was 2,600 square feet.
Ooh. Wow.
So, that was a brand new one?
Brand new, yes, sir. It was $159,000. And
good
it
on
was,
there.
yes, it was nice. I ain't even lie. It was nice.
Man. Oh, 160.
Yep.
I mean, you get more. Honestly, my uncle and auntie had a burnt out house, man, and out there in that area you talking about in 711 07 area.
Yes, sir.
They had built up a new right beside not too far from Northwood School. They built up a community back in like 96, 97. And when I tell you, we went out to that modular home, I mean, that house was huge. Every room was big, bathroom was big. I mean, it was lovely. I mean, it was really nice. And you can buy a lot more house for a cheaper price and have spread out land and have enough land around you that you can be happy. And they had a pool in the backyard and everything. And they were paying, pennies on the dollar compared to a person who want to pay a brick and mortar physical house.
Right.
And it was a sound house. I mean, hurricanes went through, tornadoes went through, rain went through, and you don't have those issues that they used to have a long time ago. So I don't knock them.
It was I think it was a storm I think they consider a storm 3, windstorm 3. That way, like it can stand up to Katrina. You know, like anything coming through it, it's built to stand up to that. So I mean, 2 living rooms. It was nice, man.
Yeah.
Woo. Woo. I gotta stay at my po folks over here. My $80,000 range. That's where I'm staying. Hey, I'm telling you. Hey, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Hey, look, I just know a lot. That's all. I just know a lot.
Well, look, guys, thank y'all so much for tonight. It's like going on 11 o'clock. It's 10:48. It don't even seem like it because we learning so much as we sharing so much information and everybody learning from each other. I just don't want to keep you all night. I know Joe did a great job of breaking down the process. We're going to talk to you more about the deed in lieu of foreclosure and expound more on it as we grow our business because we're looking for partners. Hopefully we can find a way to get referral fees out. Maybe you don't want to do the work. Maybe you don't want to do the paperwork. Maybe you don't want to do all that. You just want to go find deals and we give you referral deals. But this process is something that I'm going to get all in. I'm going to keep doing my personal, buy, refinance, BRRRR methods, shall I say. That's my specialty, BRRRR. I'm going to keep moving forward with other initiatives and looking for apartment complexes. However, I'm going to say a main focus on this foreclosure. And I was so glad that, I had this conversation with Joe the other day. And then this activity happened last week with Joe and Jamila to bring the good news story to y'all about how this can work in your favor and give a real live situation. Anybody on this call that want to teach or present or tell us your story, Miss Cynthia, you a life insurance agent. If you want to give your story about it, how some of the ups and downs, some of the pros and cons, how did you get on a path, how you got started, anyone, I'm just using you as an example because you're new to the call. Anyone, you can share your live experience on the call so we can all learn from you, gain knowledge from you. Maybe we want to do what you're doing, maybe we don't. But at the end of the day, we want to use your services. We want to try and find a way that you can provide service to others. We can partner up because that's what Joe said earlier. Hey, it's important to have a network of people that you can partner up to do business with or to refer to. Like he just said, I don't want to know about no marginal home. I just call Jonathan up.
That's what I'm going to do.
I'm not going to learn everything about everything. And, that's commendable because why do A students work for C students? Because A students are great at what they do and the C students don't mind taking risks, right? They don't mind dibbling, dabbling. They ain't got to be great at everything. They need to surround themselves around A students that's great at what they do. And then they all move up top. The A student happy with their good job and making their money. The C student happy because you just push them up higher because they're taking the risk and everybody wins. So this is a mastermind group for people with that kind of mentality, that kind of attitude, that type of persistence, consistency, whatever else you want to say to sound sweet. Just ask other people to come in, shoot email addresses so they can add to our distro. Thank you. I'm finna shut up. That's my closing comments. I'm gonna let you all say or ask questions. Joe, you're gonna close it out tonight. I'm muting.
All right, brother. So any additional questions, comments about what we shared, what we went over? If it's, something that's going to be, that we know is going to take a lot more conversation. Hey, remember my phone number and email address is, in the chat box. But I'm all ears, guys. Any questions, concerns, comments? No? Okay. Well, cool. Well, here's I have something for Cynthia, and I just want to get her take on this. Okay, Cynthia, we do a transaction. The seller transfers deed of the property over to to this new entity. We send a letter to the insurance company stating that all information regarding this title or regarding the insurance to this property should now be forwarded to this address, and a copy of the title, the power of attorney. Jamila, you know that document that I'm speaking of?
Yes, I do.
What exactly is that?
I don't know the correct name for it, but it's basically a letter saying that from here on out going forward, we want all information and correspondence regarding the property to be forwarded to us at XYZ address.
Right, and with the, does it also include the change of, is it also requesting change of insured?
Yes. So what you do is in the letter, you let them know that you're wanting to take out a landlord's policy with $1,000 deductible.
See, look at that. Look at that. Hey, you see why I'm not in charge of that type of stuff? Hey, that's why I go to the source that can help me ensure that everything is done you know, with the correct way. Because me, I'm a boom, hey, I got this deal, let me go. So I got this deal. Hey, Jamila, boom, pass it off to you. Now I'm on to the next deal. Hey, Jamila, I got this one in the pipeline. Up now, there you go, pass it off. Let me know where you need me at. So that's why it's great to have partnerships and to work closely with other people, because guys, if you want to slow and grow, you can take your time and do it. But I'm just at a different pace now. I'm like, hey, I want to go and I want to grow, not as quickly as I can, but I want to grow at a steady pace. A steady pace to me is, 2 properties a month. Excuse me, because it's a lot of time involved. And I'm not going to lie, guys, it's hard. It's hard. But because we're partnering, we're pairing, we're helping each other, the weight gets, it's a lot lighter than what it was whenever I was trying to shoulder it all on my own. A lot lighter. And this is awesome, man. I got to tell you guys, I really appreciate all the feedback. I'm glad to know that this was a hot topic for, many of us, that this is definitely something of interest. We definitely have a couple calls scheduled already for tomorrow, because, hey, I want everyone to be successful. I want to continue to have success. And, and excuse me, my dogs, move, boy. And I just want to have fun. Right now I'm at that point to where I'm willing to give all I have for the next 5 to 6 years. I'm willing to give all I have. After that, I'm gonna have the lifestyle I want, and it's not gonna be, I'm not gonna be working like this.
Amen.
So I'm sharing this, with you guys. Hey, use me right now. Call me, text me, because you better believe I'm calling and texting when I have questions. I needed to do a Zoom today. I text LT, hey man, I need that Zoom. Okay, cool. One day he needed to do a DocuSign. Cool. He needed a contract one day. Cool. Hey, I needed access to download some documents. And so we're always going back and forth. We are, guys, because we care about each other. And here's the thing about this group. We've all worked together, made money together, spent money together, and I've never shook LT's hand. I've never seen Jamila in person. Never. But it's because we're like-minded. We have the same goals. I mean, I'm crazy. Jamila got personal information of mine. I'm crazy. You know what I mean? And she's crazy because she's dealing with me and Jonathan. So you know what I mean? So it's like that because we work with one another. We all have a love for each other and we trust each other. We're all, headed down the same path. So guys, please join us on this journey. We're here to do whatever we can. And anything that you guys want to discuss next week, just let us know. You had a question?
Yeah, can I ask a quick question before you go? When you're partnering with other people on doing deals, particularly with buying property, are you all starting an LLC together, or are you bringing in both your LLCs to the deal and just maybe doing a partnership agreement that's saying you both are working together on this particular transaction? I just kind of want to see how you guys typically do it.
Well, that's a great question. For me personally, I handle it like this. If it's a one-time transaction, we're in and out. It's LLC, LLC. It's a documentation for that one transaction. If we're building something together that's long-term, like rental properties, a portfolio, at that time, we can draft up a joint venture to where we can still keep LLC separate. You can do a joint venture, or you can create a new LLC. It's all at your discretion and the advice of your attorneys.
Now, if you're doing financing together, if you're trying to get a project financed, isn't it most beneficial to have one LLC as far as when the banks are looking at trying to give you this money?
Great question. It comes back to really where you're getting the financing from. So if you're getting the financing from, private money, it's not that big of a deal. If you're getting your financing from a hard money lender, I'll go back, is not a big of a deal. If you have the primary grantor, which is going to be the primary LLC. And if you're coming in as a financial partner / credit partner, you're listed as an additional grantor on the loan. So it doesn't matter if you're officially a part of that LLC or not. Okay. Or there also are cases to where, let's say I'm gonna use this, I have the knowledge, the skill set, right? But I don't have the credit to do it. Hey, all right, cool. This is what we're gonna do. Priscilla, you have it. Let's run the deal through your LLC, right? So you're the credit person. So you're the grantor. I come in as a co-grantor because I have the experience. So the hard money will approve the loan. And that's not all hard monies required, that just the top 4 or 5, they're really, they're pretty thorough, but they're still easy to work with. So easy to work with. So it all depends upon where you're getting that financing from. If you're going to a traditional bank credit union, that's going to be like pulling teeth. You know how that is.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
And if you have a scenario, let me know if that would be better if we spoke, about that, that scenario.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And you can call me anytime,
Yep.
Cool. All right, guys. Any other questions, comments? No. Okay, well, cool. If not, man, hey, I really appreciate everyone's feedback, everyone's energy, everyone's excitement. It really helps me and helps LT, helps us all continue to invest resources and ensuring that we're all getting something out of this. So I really appreciate all of you guys, and looking forward to building a really, really bright future with each and every one of you. So until next week, guys. See you guys soon. Be safe.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
Good night. Good information. Enjoyed it.